So Renee talk about when you are when her relative about to pass away, the things that they see, the spirits that they see, the relatives that they see, are they real or not? And what happens if they see them young or old? What does that mean? Let me talk about a concept. You see a person in this world, a same person. I feel that this person is good, but another person see the same person might think that he's very bad. It's the same person, but when you see it with different minds, different angles, then you see different things. If you see this person, if this person is a real one, then the definition we put on them, it should be the same based on everyone's angle, different angle. But why is that for a same person, when you view it from different angles, this person is different? Actually, in this world, this is the same concept. I used to talk about this before. In this world, we are here. The one you know about yourself, as well as the responses from external, we feel that these are all real. You, him and others, all this, and all of this, they are so real to us. They stimulate us and we feel that they are real. However, what Buddha told us, teach us, is that the perception is a response between you yourself and the external affinity. Only then you see these appearances, and from these appearances you tag them with different definitions, and with these definitions then you give rise to all kinds of stories: love, hatred, anger. All these taggings then give you the root causes for reincarnation. You yourself, you use your consciousness to, use the consciousness to feel the surrounding. It's the same as you, that you use your consciousness, you perceive that there's a master talking, there are Dharma brothers, sisters around me. It looks like everyone is the same. However, your perception and my perception are different, are never the same. The world of your perception and the world of my perception are never different. I know that this is in depth. If our world is the same, then we all have the same feeling. Then there will be the same likes and dislikes. If there's a good guy, this good guy is forever good. If there's a bad guy, that bad guy is forever good. Everyone see them the same. There's a saying, Cao Cao, General Cao Cao has good friend. General Guan Gong has a bad enemy too. So it really is depends on which angle you are looking at. So as you are still alive now, you can practice this kind of observation. Actually, our world overlaps in these instances of moments. It feels like we are in the same world, but it is in these intersections, in these crossings, we overlap. Once you walk out from this temple, my perceptions and your perceptions are different. You do not know my perceptions, and I do not know your perceptions. Why do I want to explain this? Because when human about to die, their spiritual state is closer to the Bardo state. Their frequency is similar to the Bardo state because they are about to pass away. So they will actually sense all these kind of ancestors. Maybe there are many types. Maybe the ancestors never get delivered. The ancestors are always there. The ancestors could still be in the Bardo state. The ancestors could be next to the one who about to pass away. However, you got to remember, when your mind thought about that a spirit is next to me, you have the perceptions of self, you have the perception of others, you have the perception of spirituals. You have these perceptions whether they are here and affecting me. Because of these incorrect perceptions, you thought that these are all real perceptions and they are affecting me. Why do I need to do the pre-frame just now? Because regardless if the spirits at that time overlap with you, actually the main point is whether it affects you or not, it comes from your own mind. Whether you have your own mind want to overlap into that realm. Whether you worry about them, whether you think about them, or whether they really come to next to you. So it really is, however, your perception is your perception. It's your world that can affect you, or you affect them, or you think about them. It's all coming from your consciousness. So just now, Renee's relative asked a question. They saw the ancestors, whether they are young or they are old. For some spirits, they pass away when they are young in World War II. And of course, they thought about him as the young faces. And of course, not they could think about their old faces. And for some who are obsessed, they are obsessed. They thought about like how my husband looked like after they passed away for 30 years, 40 years. So they're obsessed with that. So they might see an old man. it really is in their own perception. It's like a canvas. What you think about is like a drawing on the canvas. How everyone draw it is all different. So some see a young face, some see old face, some see other faces. All of them are different. In Buddhism teaching, we talk about reincarnation. And we talk about spirits. These are to teach the beginners in the Buddhism. You tell them that there's reincarnation. But your mind should not get stuck at that level. You should not keep calculating how many spirits will come and affect me. How many karma relationship I have. You yourself got to observe your own mind. When you are very clear about your own mind, it's like you watch the movie, you watch the horror movie, you know that they are fake. Will you still get scared by them? But of course, when you see the TV, watch the TV, those special effects, you still get scared a little bit, right? When I was watching horror movie, what I did is, the more scary it is, the more interested I want to watch. When it really is. Sometimes I couldn't sleep at night. I thought about this. Horror movie is a composition of light effect, directors, actors. They wear differently to scare people. And I analyze all this. When I analyze the affinity, the story that you were in just now then disappear. That kind of fear happen when your mind play according to the drama, to the movie. Then you have this fear, you have this feeling. So this is why Buddha said, when your mind has light, when the light is light up in your mind, then you have the wisdom. This light is the wisdom. When this wisdom is light up, then you are clear in your mind. So this, when you look at all this, you got to reflect yourself. When you are about to pass away, what is the most important thing? You got to remember your root guru. There is nothing more important than this. You feel the pain, you let your personal deity to help you out. You have fear, you let your personal deity take care of this. Whether I can be delivered or not, it's okay. I let my personal deity handle it. If you cannot control your life and death, you rely on your personal deity. If all of a sudden you die suddenly, it's okay. You let your personal deity handle it. When I feel, I let my personal deity take care of it. So to answer to Renee's question, is it clear? Actually, everything comes from the effects of your mind, plus there are some intervention from the spiritual world, because due to your affinities, like my grandma, when I sent her to hospital, when she arrived at the urgent care emergency room in hospital, the emergency care, the bed is very big. She was considered steady. She was moved to a big room. My impression about that is there are 2 rows of beds. On one row, only me and my grandma. On another row, there's one person who was there. So there was no one else there. So me and my grandma, I was accompanying her. All of a sudden, she looked at the empty places. She told me that, can you ask those people to keep quiet? But I looked at that direction, there was no one there. When you ask, is there spiritual world? Yes, there are spiritual world. However, at that moment, if you can feel the spiritual world, actually it's not that good. Like, due to some people's body state, they can easy to see that spirit. If it's not coming from your cultivation, but it's due to your body nature that you can see that, usually your body is pretty weak. So when some people says that they can see that and see this might not be a good thing. This could be an obstacle. However, for whatever you can see, you got to use wisdom to cultivate. You got to use wisdom to do contemplation. The human world is already like this. The affinity between you and the spiritual world is not much different compared to your affinity to the human world. If you reincarnate, after all, it's your consciousness who leads you to the one that is suitable for you. your mind is a mirror. If it has a heaven, of course your consciousness will look for the heaven to reincarnate. If your mind is like the hell, then you will find the hell to reincarnate. If your mind is like uh, uh, it's like calculative, like very easy to angry, of course you find the corresponding realm to reincarnate. If your mind has half of them are good, half of them are bad, then you come to the world, human world. If you do a lot of good merits but you are calculative, you go to the Asula world. So if you ask, is that like the king of the hell and the people who work at the hell and they do all kind of work? The answer is real and also unreal. Because sentient beings have karma. So because they have karma, they are the hell world to judge you. Because of your karma, you get into that world. Let's say there's a Westerner. The Westerner does not know about the king of ghosts, the hell. They do not know about all this for the Westerner. So they will not get into this world. However, they have other feelings. In their mind, they also have that kind of effects, but they show a different picture for them. But the effects are the same, just the appearance is different. Eastern people, then of course they see all these king of ghosts, things like that. But the Western people, they have other upbringings, other culture, so they have a different appearances, but the effects are the same. If the mind is like the behavior of hell, then of course the effects will be the consequence in hell. If you are the root of the hell, of course you get into the consequences in hell. So cause and effect is the same thing that for hungry ghosts. Of course you have the hungry ghost cause, hungry ghost appearance, hungry ghost effects. All of these are the same. So what are the most important things? Your practice of your mind is most important, because all kinds of Dharma, they all come from your mind. You don't need to use a calculator and calculate and predict what you will have, where you go to. You got to now look into your mind. You got to do your own observation, practice. All kind of affinities around you, you focus back into one mind. Find the best methodology in Buddhism and for yourself and cultivate. This is the most important one. If you calculate how much karma you have, how much karma effect you have, how much karma relationship you have, these are unlimited. If your mind keep keep having affinity, this will keep having all kind of karma. That's why karma is unthinkable. Because if your mind is still in the sentient being mind, you just will keep going and creating all kind of karma relationships. How could you finish calculating them? You won't be able to finish up the calculation. Why not you focus on your one little space in your mind, cultivate them, protect them. If you can look after it, protect them, your wisdom will be there. Then there's no fear for you around you. You will not get the illusion of the Buddha. They use this method to cultivate. As such, they get the unsurpassed wisdom. This is very important. When you are cultivate your wisdom, you want to use the methods taught in Buddhism. You want to use the 6 parameters, following the precepts, compassion, tolerance, wisdom, all of these. You want to practice this, make them more and more solid, more clear, and make them shine. So this cultivation in Buddhism is simple as long as you catch the target, as long as you know the target. Can you understand this? So this is explanation to what Renee shared today. So yesterday I watched Grandmaster Dharma talk. So Grandmaster mentioned Checkpoint Golden Mother talk about Grandmaster longevity. So yesterday when I watched Grandmaster talk, I felt sad. So until 2-3 a.m. I was still couldn't fall asleep. I was thinking, in our cultivation, we return our merit that and pray that Grandmaster can have longevity. Actually, if we lose Grandmaster, if we lose the protection of Grandmaster, actually it's a big loss to all of us disciples. I thought about this for a long time. Including in this world, is there anyone who will not die? Actually, no. Not only that I worry about Grandmaster, but also worry about everyone here, Dharma brother and Dharma sister here. It's really everyone will face death. When the time comes, can you walk on yourself or not? Right now we are all depending on Root Guru. When that day comes, how are you going to deal with this? So it's very weird. This morning, Master Lian Wang gave me a text message. Master Lian Wang suggested me that we do a suggestion to the True Buddha Foundation. Actually, a couple of days ago, Grandmaster talked about this. Master Lian Wang actually asked Grandmaster, is there anything that we can delay this? Grandmaster mentioned that, yeah, there's a way. You can recite, you can cultivate the longevity Dharma. However, this kind of Dharma is like based on personal self-cultivation. But the long longevity thing that we can cultivate together. So this longevity Dharma we can all cultivate together. So I'm going to suggest this to the True Buddha Foundation. I'm going to pass this suggestion. So I hope that everyone can value this affinity with a guru. There's no permanent affinity. When we have this Dharma affinity, we shall appreciate it. We shall cultivate. We shall cultivate like a real cultivator. Don't waste your time anymore. When you contemplate in your mind, equals to not wasting the effort of Grandmaster. For such effort, we are not wasting his. So, during group cultivation or during your personal cultivation, when you have opportunity, you can chant the longevity Buddha mantra, or not just that. Actually, you can do all kind of homeworks, all kind of recitations. You can return the merit to Grandmaster. So I hope you can do this for Grandmaster. So I'll stop here. Thank you.